Here we are at Steel Pony Express 2002. The day is a glisten with shining chrome, and the air is thick with the rumble of pipes.
Gasoline.
Weighs heavy.
Hi, welcome to Manizer. Today, our special coverage of Steel Pony 2002. This is a bike rally. It's an event dedicated to motorcycle enthusiasts. But the real story for all of us at Manizer is really man and machine. We're going to have a great feature today. Wall of Death. Red Rotten is going to ride a motorcycle on a track that's circular, built in 1941, on motorcycles built in the 1920s. Right now, we're practically at ground zero of excitement at Steel Pony 2002. We've got some guys behind me that are these like famous motorcycle custom makers. So a bunch of people are getting autographs. What we're going to do is go over and film their motorcycles and see the machines behind the men.
This is a Jesse James West Coast Chopper original, built for the Camel Roadhouse Tour. And it is, as you can see, a delightful purple bike with a lot of beautiful detail, beautiful wheel systems, lots of chrome. Beautiful purple and gold color. It's practically a Mardi Gras bike. This is truly a beautiful bike. As you can see here, the wheels have these spades built into the whole thing. It's a gorgeous color. There's Jill stroking the chrome on the forks there. Beautiful fender work. All original. This is definitely a slung back kind of bike. Look at those handlebars.
Man and machine.
Man and machine. This beautiful belt. I was admiring the belt on this bike earlier.
Super Sidewinder.
Look at that green. Silver on chrome. Archangel Michael. Just an absolutely beautiful bike. In a line of absolutely beautiful bikes as far as the eye can see. Jill and I saw a lot of amazing things at Steel Pony Express. We saw lots of beautiful bikes and lots of beautiful bikers, but absolutely nothing that we saw can compare with the thrills and chills that we experienced inside the Wall of Death with Red Rotten, motorcycle racer extraordinaire. We expected to have our hearts in our throats over his daring do and the danger of it all, but we found in an unexpected place a love story and found that our hearts were in our throats over that as well. You, our home viewers, can visit www.wallofdeath.com and learn all about Red Rotten, this 27-year-old biker who's been racing for 13 years, and his wife, Kimberly, who goes with him all over the country and clearly helps him keep the Wall of Death and his own self all together. So sit back and enjoy the thrills and chills of Red Rotten in the Wall of Death.
that was just a demonstration. The real show's on the inside. That's where it's all happening.
Yeah, Aaron Bennett, give it up. I'm going to light you guys up right now, show you what it's all about. I'm going to get up there, I'm going to do some rail slides. The ever dangerous tips and dives of death. You guys make sure you keep your hands back. All eyes on me. My name's Brett Rotten. You watch me go, give it up there. Before I do that, I need to let you guys know what's going on here. Besides being daring, what keeps this show going, you can tell it's pretty crazy the way I'm riding here, the crashes, keeping everything all together. I owe it all to my wife. Give me your Donna's in the house. We're going to ride this old Indian Scout right now. We're going to do what we call freehand trick riding on the world's steepest race course. Please don't forget, I'm Red Rotten.
Yay!
watching Manizer on cable access. Don't change the channel.
Manizer is very excited to bring you this special exclusive interview here today with world-renowned actor, screenwriter, and director Dan Aykroyd. Jill was able to obtain this interview recently in her special position as Dan's soulmate. Over the years, my family has had to love and support it through many Dan Aykroyd movies, interviews, concerts, Blues Brothers events, and we think it's only fair that we're able to share all of this loving and supporting with you, our home audience. So sit back and enjoy this fabulous interview with Jill Blues and actor Dan Aykroyd.
Hi, welcome to an exclusive interview on Manizer with one of my favorite men, Dan Aykroyd. When I was young, in the ancient histories of the 1970s, I sort of had a schoolgirl crush on Dan, and through all the years I've followed his career, I've been intrigued by his many interests. And today, for Manizer, we're going to talk about some of those. And first I wanted to know why you're even in New Orleans, Dan.
Well, first of all, it's great to be here with Jill Blues, who is
Thanks.
one of Elwood Blues' favorite blues sisters.
I like him too.
And
Hey, we're doing a show about Manizer. I should talk like most Canadian men, right? The firmness in the voice, the testosterone. Most Canadian men feel they gotta talk like that, or they won't be heard.
but I'm here because I've always had an interest in law enforcement because my grandfather was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police Staff Sergeant. And so all my life I've kind of been, into cops and
Didn't you write a
crime.
manual on
I wrote,
criminology?
yes, I did. I worked for the Canadian Penitentiary Service, and I wrote a manual for deploying guards during riots. And also, I studied criminology and abnormal psych in that. And about 4.5 years ago, I met John J. Doyle Jr., who was the Chief of Police of Harahan, which is a community across the river here. And I was impressed by him as an ex-Marine, as a great American, and a great guy. And he fought a battle with pancreatic cancer and lost it. And on his deathbed, he said to his son Digger, 28, 8 years with the Sheriff's Department, please don't let this beautiful town of ours slide back into crime. Now, in the 10 months that he's been dead, the crime rate has gone up in Harahan, and Digger is running for Chief of Police, and I'm hoping that he will be elected by a hip community that elects a young, bright, vibrant Chief of Police who has youth energy. And yes, it's the legacy. It's a great American story,
cool.
from father to son.
Well,
that's why I'm here.
women kind of like the men in uniform thing, so maybe you
Yeah.
could just
Well, that's the
retire.
Massachusetts State Trooper
they're
stance is, yeah.
You're tall enough. You've got the height.
Oh, yeah.
You've got good vision. You've got the
the
knowledge. You could retire and be a cop or something.
Well, I suppose I could.
Harahan, they've deputized you here already.
Well, I was on the reserve when John was alive. That's true. I was very proud of
hopefully
that.
you'll get that same
I love
accolade.
carrying the Pelican in my wallet.
I wrote a report about pelicans when I was in second grade.
Haul it out, Jill.
All right. So, the House of Blues is where we're at, and it is probably the premier venue for entertainment in the United States of America.
Well,
I mean,
your help in getting it started, I must credit. You
Thank
brought
you.
all your friends, and you were so supportive, and you were sort of our, what shall I say, our mascot here with the shades and the Elwood persona, and that. I know he's not here right now. But
a lot of fans like Elwood.
Yeah.
I get a lot of questions like, who would I rather, Elwood or Dan? It's tough.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Elwood's on the move a lot.
But Elwood's a musician. Do you know what he plays? What instrument? Or
He
anything?
plays electric mouth harp. He's in Chicago right now. He does his radio show.
Women like male harmonica players.
Yes, there are some great ones. Norton Buffalo.
Charlie Musselwhite.
Charlie Musselwhite, my good friend.
I met James Cotton in Chicago.
Oh, this is it.
And he's like, hi, I'm James. I'm like, yeah. James Cotton.
So we've had them all here at House of Blues. It's been great. This is, of course, we have 8 House of Blues. This is probably one of our most successful venues.
Is this your first bar you ever owned?
No, actually, I've always had a bar, Jill. I had a bar when I was a kid. In fact, I always the first bar was at 363 Daly Avenue in Ottawa, Canada, where I grew up, and there was a coal chute at the back of the house, and I used to open up that coal chute, and my friends would sneak in there. It was like a half door, and we had a little bar there.
My shed in my backyard on Annunciation here,
Yeah.
Abe's 2 Lounge. My first bar.
Your first. You see, you've got to have a hang spot. So there was that.
It is
and,
good. Right in the backyard, you know. You never have to drive home.
Yeah, you know.
You're home.
Well, that's right. It's safe. At least like that. And then I went to Toronto and I worked at Second City, which, you know, trained Bill Murray and Gilda Radner.
Lots of comic talent from Second City.
That's it. And I had a bar there called the 505. That was like a speakeasy. We used to serve liquor after 1 o'clock, the closing hours in Ontario, and our clients were waiters, waitresses, bus drivers who had to get a drink, you know, at 1 in the morning.
That's like 5 o'clock for them.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
ready to go out.
So that was the second bar. The third one was in New York at Hudson and Dominic. That was the original, or no, the third one was in Chicago, the original blues bar, the Sneak.
Oh, I was there.
Across from Second City.
Steve Bashakas.
Yes, that's right.
I went in there, yeah, of course.
Bashakas, yeah, he ran
I'm
it.
a long-time fan.
Very good. So there was that, and then we had the bars in New York, where we did the show.
Yeah, I always was a kid then, you know, and I was like, man, I'd go there.
Yeah, they were pretty basic.
But now I'm old enough, I go to his bar, it's cool.
Well, this is the king bar of all time.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Second City, then you started like some TV. Now here we are on Manizer, cable access
Yeah, Manizer.
show. Yeah.
I like it. I like
And
it,
it's
yeah.
a cable access show, which is pretty, you know, humble. TV.
I started in cable.
TV is cable, digital, satellite. I mean, it's
That's right.
incredibly different. But you helped pioneer that Saturday Night Live has really helped open doors for unique
Well, I look
projects.
at it as Second City as a college for humor. I would say that Saturday Night Live is a university for humor.
Manizer's like kindergarten. Well, no, we're
Well, you're in the
graduating.
men's
We're-
issues, though. That is good.
there's men. you
Men
know,
of all types.
Kindergarten is too young.
Now, most Canadians are talking like this. They don't talk like this, they don't think people are listening. Canadian men. That's it.
We're listening.
Yeah.
So, okay, you wrote on Saturday Night Live, then you wrote movies.
That's
You
correct.
wrote like a movie, Conehead.
I did with Tom Davis, my writing partner.
Yeah,
yes.
he's
and,
funny.
Bonnie and Terry
Bonnie.
Turner, who were behind Third
How
Rock
do you
from the Sun.
invent languages? How do you do that?
Well, you read a lot of Kurt Vonnegut and L.
Yeah.
Craig DeCamp, and, you know, brush up on your science fiction.
Then there's like Nothing But Trouble. Dan writes it. He stars in it, 2 roles. He directs it. I mean, I walked out of that theater, I swear, I go, he is whack.
Yeah.
Like that was
my
but I
personal
really
ode to
like
the
it.
American Speed Trap. Yes.
You would be amazed how many people, they love it. They
I know.
Just like, they're like, what's that one? And
The kids,
the weird
kids seem to like it, yeah.
kids like, we all like it, man.
It was fun.
But then Ghostbusters, of course, it cannot be denied. That's box office all time.
Well, we had Ivan Reitman, of course, and Harold Ramis, who did Analyze This and Analyze That, and Bedazzled, and
So, but you believe in like paranormal activity.
I believe, like 50% of the people on this planet, that there's life beyond the...
Another handsome man in
there's another man.
view, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm right in the middle of an interview, sir. I'm sorry.
So,
But there's a man. That's the kind of man I want on my security.
Men are welcome on the show.
Belushi.
I miss him too.
I know, man.
Every day.
Hey, good guy.
Every day.
Absolutely. So, paranormal equipment. What stuff do they use in real life? Like, do they really have like proton packs and
most ghosts.
traps?
That's not so far developed, but in theory, if you married quantum physics with parapsychology, you could come up with that kind of
I
stuff.
would
But
like
most
that marriage.
real Ghostbusters use, a lot of infrared, a lot of heat and cold imaging sensing equipment.
Right.
They use a lot of audio equipment. They use electromagnetic field detectors, that kind of thing. And there are about 10 really reputable teams around the country. And I get people all the time coming up to me and saying, I got a haunted house, I got a haunted room, what can I do about it?
Right.
And I usually refer them to some of these teams. There's a gentleman in Chicago, his name escapes me right now. He's a frozen food handler in real daylight, but he's one of the premier Ghostbusters now.
Cool.
And you'll have seen him on
That's where I went to school in Chicago. Yeah.
sightings and a couple of shows like
So,
that.
have you ever seen a ghost in, like, especially New Orleans? It's so haunted.
I saw the guy at 2:30 in the morning the other night giving a tour.
He looked kind of. Oh, those tours are good.
I love that people were out at 3 o'clock listening to that.
Oh, and then they go to Lafitte's and they make a stop. That bar's cool, you know.
I love Lafitte's. That's my
Yeah.
favorite bar, by the way.
I like
when I'm
it
in
too.
New Orleans, you
Yeah.
can find me at Lafitte's.
Well,
A lot of pirate men used to.
were there pirates in Canada?
Yes, mostly financed by the Crown, but sure. No, I've never seen a ghost. I've seen ectoplasmic light, and I've seen,
Cool.
you know,
Auras and things.
not so much that, just just ectoplasmic light, and I've heard...
Dreams are very, you know, prophetic at times.
They are.
And they
Carl
seem like you
Jung.
might have feel. Yeah, Jung. That was one of my things.
Carl Jung is a wonderful dream analyst, and I believe that I have been visited by people who've gone before in my dreams. I have.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, Dan, you're like a man's man. You ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, I got a Harley, yeah.
Women like motorcycles. You know, you have lots of women that adore you. Probably beautiful
thanks,
wife.
Bill.
You know.
I've got a beautiful wife who still adores me.
See.
And I adore her.
Here at Manizer, we have lots of viewers, men, women,
Good.
and we want to know, like, you've obviously been able to, you know, keep it up. What is some advice for men to be so desirable?
Well, I would say that, you know, an hour's nap a day.
Good.
And, you know, I think the proper combination of good wine and good food and good conversation with a woman of your choice, men, is very, very good for appealing, and communication, continuing. Girls, women, and men generally they like to hear you talk. Now, most men, it's when they come home at night, it's did this. How'd your day go, dear? Yeah, fine. Done.
You don't want to talk as much.
You must communicate with your lady when she asks you how your day is when you get home.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, Dan. We're glad to
Always
have
good to see you.
handsome men
I
on
will
Manizer.
say hello to Elwood for you, and
Please give him my love,
and we'll see you again when I get down to
sure
New
we'll see
Orleans
you soon.
on Manizer.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do a promo.
All right. Today's classic Manizer moment will feature one of my favorites, Dan Aykroyd. This is a comedy movie that Danny made years ago with his good friend John Candy. You might know it by now. It's called Canadian Bacon. Dan plays a motorcycle cop. He's Canadian in the movie. And I picked this moment for his good looks, and that it encompasses the three of the things that Dan loves: being a Canadian, being on his motorcycle, and being a cop. So sit back and enjoy this classic Manizer moment, Canadian Bacon.
It's us. He wants us. All right. We're pulling over. All right, fellas, all right. Just act normal, all right? Act normal. Not normal for us, normal like for regular people.
Good day.
Hi.
May I see your license and registration, please?
There you go.
Thank you. Oh, Americans. Welcome to Ontario. Sportsman's paradise.
Isn't it, though?
Would you please get out and step away from the vehicle? Okay. What is wrong with this picture?
No snow tires.
No.
I was, driving on the wrong side of the road. I can explain that. You see, I'm not used to your rules up here, and I was...
That's not it. This writing on the side of your vehicle.
Oh! How did that get those kids at the garage? I just stopped for, like...
Whatever. My concern is the sensibilities of a certain distinct and viable part of Canadian society. Les Québécois.
Huh?
You know, wine drinkers, pea soup eaters, French Canadians.
Oh, yeah, those guys, sure.
If you wish to avoid prosecution, I would advise that you comply with our language laws, which specifically prescribe that all signs be in both English and French, Canada's two official languages.
Okay.
I do have to fine you. That'll be $1,000 Canadian, or 10 American dollars if you'd prefer.
Oh, no, I'll pay the American there, yeah. There you go, buddy. What do you want, 10? Thank you very much.
There's your receipt.
Thank you.
And now, in French, if you please.
mechanical skills. We want you, our viewer, on too. Not just these big famous mechanics. We've customized. Why don't you send it to us, email, write us, call us. We'll take it. We'll get it on. Manizer. Super special thanks to Havilah Malone and Larry Perkins for technical wizardry and supreme teaching skills. You rock, Manizer.